Oh my goodness, it has been way too long. I'm gonna catch you guys up to speed on where I've been for the last 4 years if anybody actually cares, and then I'm also going to share what I'm planning on doing with my channel moving forward, because I hope that it's a really interesting space for you all. So let's start off with where we left off. I feel like I was like, okay guys, I'm going on my honeymoon, I'll chat with you guys when I get back, and that was kind of like the last real, like, I know I posted like 1 or 2 videos after that, but they weren't really like, they weren't anything useful. So we're just going to start off there. We're going to start off with the wedding. I'm going to give you a quick wedding recap. The weather was not in our favor at all. It was rainy, it was cold. It was exactly what you would expect from a Southern Highlands wedding. Oh my gosh, like Southern Highlands, New South Wales. It was so rainy, so cold, and it was in like the end of spring, so just crazy. But anyway, and it's funny because we went to the wedding venue a week beforehand just to actually see the wedding venue for the first time, because I hadn't seen it before we booked it, because we booked it I think literally a month out from the wedding. We booked our venue, which is crazy. We planned our wedding in basically 6 weeks. We did already have a celebrant, but we didn't have a place, who was going, or anything else. Us booking a venue was dependent on COVID, whether it be literally just a, I don't know, like 4 people wedding or whatever it was that you were allowed to have back then, or if it meant that we could have all of our nearest and dearest. It was totally up to COVID and the lockdowns and the state regulations at the time. Genuinely, when I think back to our wedding and what we wanted out of the day, it was just crazy to think that it was all able to be pulled off. So we knew we wanted to try and have it in the Southern Highlands of New South Wales. We knew we wanted it on a specific date. Lockdowns got lifted and I was like, holy shit, we might actually be able to get married on our date. I am literally just going to email every single venue that I know of in the Southern Highlands and just ask if this date is free. When I tell you that we got so lucky, we got so lucky. If I remember how to upload photos, I'm gonna put some on the screen, but the grounds of Bendooley Estate are absolutely gorgeous. Now for our honeymoon. Now originally, like, I feel like because it was all happening so fast and we were trying to keep up to date with all the legislation changes and all this type of stuff and what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do and masks and vaccines and blah 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 blah, it was so much, like it was so much, but we pulled through. I think like the weekend before we got married, Victoria opened up its borders to New South Wales. So we were like, stuff it, let's go to Victoria. So our whole intention was to drive because we did not want to catch any flights because we did not want to risk getting sick. Obviously now thinking back, it's like, oh, like we were so extra careful, but also it worked out so well and it did cut down costs quite a bit because we drove everywhere. We didn't need to buy hire a car. But yeah, so we pretty much drove our whole honeymoon, which was great. We spent a night in the Sapphire Coast and then we kept going down south to Victoria. Spent a few nights in Melbourne. It was really nice. And then we did the Great Ocean Road. And when I tell you that that was the highlight of our honeymoon, it was truly the highlight of a honeymoon. Like when I think back, the one thing that I think of is when we approached the 12 Apostles and we parked, there was only one other person there. Genuinely, me and my husband were talking about it over the weekend, and I don't think that in our lifetime we will ever see the 12 Apostles so empty. So after that was moving into our first home, which was really exciting. We'd been living together for a while, you know, like we were living together at my mum and dad's place. The difference was we were living in suburbia for the first time because I grew up on acreage, my husband grew up on acreage. So when we bought in suburbia, we were like, this is going to be a really interesting experience because we have never in our lives experienced convenience. I know that sounds really silly. So to think that literally like most stuff would be like within not even 10 minutes drive, we were like, oh my God, like mind blown. Like we had a Woolies like not even 5 minutes from our house. Like it was crazy. Long story short, we moved out of that pretty quickly. Like we stayed there for about 2 years. In that time, we did get our amazing sweetheart of a girl, Penelope, or Penny. She is currently sleeping just over there. I don't even know how to talk about her. Oh my gosh. She's just honestly the biggest sweetheart in this whole wide world. We got her just after our first wedding anniversary. She wasn't planned by any means, but a friend told us about her. And when we heard about her with her one eye, oh my gosh, we were just in love. We were like, oh my God. And when I tell you, like, I am so glad we got her. I'm so glad we got her. Like, she's been in our family for 3 years now. And oh my gosh, like, it still brings me to tears that no one wanted her and they took all of her litter mate. And oh my god, like, literally I'm gonna start crying, so I need to just move on to the next thing. I'm laughing so I don't cry. I'm not laughing because it's funny. Like, I literally am brought to tears, but I'm also thankful that no one took her, because if someone took her, she would not be our girl. After the novelty of the convenience wore away, we were just like, we don't really enjoy living here. The house itself was absolutely beautiful. It was probably too nice for us. Like, I'll say it, the house was way too nice for us. Like, it had a pool, it had like so many like beautiful things, and honestly, it is honestly like one of the most perfect homes. I still tell my husband to this day, I'm like, honestly, like, if we didn't want to live on acreage, that would have been our perfect home. And he totally agrees, because it's true. Like, there was heaps of space, completely different to what we have now, but I'll get to that in a minute. I just knew that the house that we were in was not our home. Yes, we lived there. Yes, it was our family home, but did it feel like home? No. We set ourselves a goal of 6 to 12 months was our goal of moving back in with my parents to help just boost our savings that little bit faster. So long story short, within about 12 months, we were able to purchase our acreage, which was really, really exciting. And we did, it's so funny, like, after we'd bought it, like, because this is the place that we're in at the moment, this place was real dingy. Like, it's still really dingy. Like, see the blocks are not it. I don't really know what to do with it, but we're just gonna roll with it for now. We took about 6 months. We were still working like our normal job, so this is why it took so long. We did little things around the house to try and make it a bit nicer before we moved in. Like, we painted the house. These blocks, oh my gosh, like, this house is not big by any means. I think it took me 6 weekends to paint all the walls, because they're not flat, like, they're like a textured feeling. So it would literally take me so long because I couldn't just use a roller. But anyway, doesn't matter, not important. It took us about 6 months to actually move into the place, and this is where we've been for 6 months. So I feel like I've given you a pretty good recap of where we've been for the last 4 years. Now we're on our acreage, super, super happy. House is not aesthetic at all. I want to try and do like little bits and pieces here and there, but I also don't want to spend too much money on the home, because this is not going to be like our forever home building, if that makes sense. But we want to build a bigger long-term home somewhere else on the property, which we're really, really excited to do. Sorry about that, my camera battery died. I wanted to share what I have planned for my channel moving forward. I really want to do this for myself, but if you guys have a benefit from it as well, then that's great. I want to do at least one day in my life or week in my life video per month, because at the end of the year I really want to have like a montage. Is that even what it's called, montage? But like a collection of videos that summarize my year, which would be really, really cool, like just as a personal thing for me. I really want to do like either something to do with food or like calorie talk or something like that. I haven't really worked it out yet. I want to share more about like personal finances and stuff like that, because honestly I have such a passion for it, and I feel like I've always had a passion for it. I've just never known how to like share it online. So I want to give that a go. And yeah, honestly, I just feel like this year is going to just be me trying a whole bunch of things and sharing them on social media. So hopefully you guys will come along with me for the journey, which will be really, really cool. And yeah, I feel like I've absolutely just talked your ear off, so I'm so sorry if you have stayed till the end. Thank you so much. One thing that I will say as 100% certainty is that I'm going to start posting consistently again. Once I get a rhythm and stuff like that, I feel like it'll be a lot more consistent, but I'm going to push myself to at least post once a week. Ideally, I would love to post 4 times a week like I used to in like my old YouTube days. I used to love it so much as just like a creative element, but there is a lot to learn because I haven't edited in so long. But anyway, I'll speak to you guys later. Bye.